What's good, people? It's Rap Mythology, the reincarnation of Ramakrishna, a Hayoka empath, and I'm kicking brand new flavor in your ear, that brand new flavor in your ear. So, on this spiritual path of mine, I've been scammed a few times, and I know some people that have gotten scammed, so I want to talk to y'all about it. I guess me getting scammed, right, allowed me to realize when truth came along and when I bumped into somebody who was really official. So I want to tell you guys a few things that I've learned to watch out for in my experience, and I want to share these things with you. Magical oils, magical oils. My advice is to make your own oil, but there are instances when you're gonna want to maybe buy an oil from a botanica or maybe online from one of your spiritual teachers, and just be careful with this. Um, a lot of these oils is just people could put anything in a bottle. You understand what I'm saying? And sell it to you, and it's just you believe it. That alone right there is gonna trick your mind enough for you to believe that the oil works. You understand what I'm saying? But if you make your own oil, that's the best way to do it. But make sure you get the oil from a very trusted source and have some common sense with it. You understand what I'm saying? Like if somebody says they make Oshun oil or Kalima oil or even Neptune oil, like, you know, how are you going to make an oil from a deity? You understand what I'm saying? So maybe if it's a certain flower that the deity represents, if they take the flower from that oil, the flour, and mix it together in the oil and whatnot, you understand what I'm saying? Maybe you go with something like that. But if somebody's just showing you a bottle and it's just a clear liquid in it, it could be anything in there. Astrological readings is another way that you can get scammed in a spiritual community. Um, there are astrological calculators online, right? People are, I guess, too lazy or, don't want to do the research on their own. So they'll ask a spiritual teacher that they find to do an astrological reading for them, right? So all the teacher has to do is go to one of these calculators that's already online, put in your birthday, and print it out or put it in a neat format and email it to you. You understand what I'm saying? And I know a few people that have gotten caught with that. You pay $50 to $100, for an astrological reading, and all they do is just, punch in your birthday, you know, have a bunch of information showing neatly on different pages and send it to you. You understand what I'm saying? People are still usually confused once they get that type of reading. So I would suggest when you get that reading that you have a question that you're looking to ask, right? Like maybe your question is knowledge yourself or who you are. That's dealing more with your karma and your karmic past life. You might want to learn if a certain person is good for you or the relationship that you have with your children. You understand them like that? You understand what I'm saying? Or you might want to learn what vocation is good for you. So when you get the astrological reading, try to go ask the teacher or the person giving it if you can answer those specific questions when you're getting the reading. A lot of websites, you'll just go to a pretty looking website, and the teacher will have, all this nice, neat and stuff all over it, and you'll pay for the reading, and this is what they just send you the astrological calculator map out, which you could look at yourself. You could go find that yourself. Psychic readings is another way that you can get scammed in the spiritual community. Now, I had to get scammed, one or two times to see what was real. Me being able to see the phony psychic reading, when I got to the real one, that's how I knew that it was official. Some of the fake ones are some of these priests, they'll have bones or dice. You know what I'm saying? They'll roll the dice out like a CeeLo or craps, and according to where the bones is placed on the table or whatever, they're able to give you a reading that way. That's pretty much a scam to me. Now I had one woman gave me a reading, and at the time I didn't think that it was true, and it ended up being true, which was ill. I went into the Botanica, you know what I'm saying? There was a lady in there. She had a lot of knowledge. She looked like a ill witch, like elderly. She looked like she had wisdom. I paid $50 for a reading, and I was getting ready to go to South Carolina to do this caddying work, and I wanted to know if it was a good decision. She told me that it wasn't, and I didn't listen to her. You know what I'm saying? She started off the reading, her eyes rolled in the back of her head a little bit, and she gave me the reading with a regular deck of cards. She didn't use tarot, she used a regular deck. You understand what I'm saying? It was ill, son. It was ill. It was an ill experience. So she told me that I was going to miss out on money going on this trip, you know, and there would be somebody down there that I was around that was low vibrational. She was correct. And a lot of what she said was true. But I didn't believe her at the time because she used a regular deck of cards. I was like, she's being phony. She rolled the eyes in the back of her head. But she was doing some real shit. This was like an African botanica that I had gone to at the time. A lot of times, like if you go to a psychic for a past life reading, and you're black, right, and they tell you that you was a slave or something like that, that's kind of like a, you know, that could be a scam sometimes. You know, a lot of times they say, oh, you know, because that's what we're taught in school, they could say, you know, oh, you was a slave, and I see you, you know what I'm saying, with chains on you, or you was on a boat, and you know, there's a whole bunch of people around you. You know what I'm saying? Look out for that, because that's just a real common thing that people like to say about the past lives and whatnot. That's just a real common scam that people use out here. Usually, you can tell if you're getting a good psychic reading if the psychic tells you something that nobody else could possibly know. Only you could know. Usually that's how you know it's good. That's a good sign. If you wind up getting one of these readings for free somehow, that's usually some type of divine intervention. And usually those are the ones you kind of want to pay attention to. Let's say sometimes in Facebook in the groups, you know, people would do like challenges or something, or like the 8th person to comment or something like that will get a free reading. And if you happen to be the one that gets the free reading, pay attention to those. You understand what I'm saying? That's usually some type of divine message that might be trying to come through. With the tarot, there are fake tarot readers out there too. They might know some general symbology of the cards, right? But they know how to play on emotions, to play on certain scenarios and whatnot. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna get this person back. They're coming back to you. You know, certain storylines and scenarios that people want to hear. You know, they know how to cater to that. You might get some information out of it, but just pay attention when it comes to spending money. And you can get addicted to tarot, especially now in the information age, because there's so many readers on YouTube. So be careful about addiction when it comes to tarot. I mean, we get addicted to regular TV shows and whatnot. You got your TV shows you gotta watch every day. But if you're straight binging on tarot, like, you know what I'm saying, all day, you know, you might have to chill out or whatever. It can cause a lot of anxiety if you're, you know what I'm saying, always looking outside of yourself for answers. People that do magic spells for you, you know what I'm saying, paying people to do magic spells for you. Especially love spells, you know what I'm saying? People that do this, a good person will not do a love spell, you understand what I'm saying? Because you might be in love with a narcissist and not even know it. You know, rejection is a man's protection, so paying people to do spells for you, again, do your dirt all by your lonely, do your magic. You're going to get way more understanding, more gratification, more wisdom when you do the spell yourself and you find out that it works. That shows you the power that you have within you. You understand what I'm saying? Versus you paying somebody else to do it. So what happens when you pay somebody else to do it, that's kind of the trick. You understand what I'm saying? That's the magic right there, the intention, and you believing that somebody else could do this for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what might make it work. You know what I'm saying? It's just the belief. So, you know, I'm guarantee you, but if you do it yourself, it'll be way more intimate. It'll be a much more exciting experience if you do some type of spell yourself and get an outcome or get no outcome. You know, you learn from it. Why wasn't there an outcome? You understand what I'm saying? You'll learn much more from doing it yourself. Also, when somebody says to you, I am the most powerful sorcerer in Africa and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? If they have to kind of tell you like all the stuff that they could do and how powerful they are, that's kind of a red flag. Like, if you're good, first of all, your clients will speak up for you. Your fans and whatnot will kind of speak up for you. Your reputation will speak for itself. A person that has to be like, oh, my power is so strong and I could do all of this and I could do all of that, that's usually a red flag for a scam artist. And if you're new into spirituality and not knowing, you know what I'm saying, and you run into somebody on Instagram talking about, oh, I'm the most powerful Ifa priest in Nigeria, and I have the most powerful guys, and I could do anything, you know what I'm saying, anything you need or anything you want, I could, you know what I'm saying. Just be aware that that's the biggest scam right there. You know, I'm not knocking nobody in Africa. I love African culture, but there are these people online, on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, Facebook, that try to intercept these people that are trying to find their way in spirituality. They know that there's people out there looking for a reading, trying to figure out who their ancestors are, so they try to intercept you right there. So that's when you gotta have the knowledge to know, you know what I'm saying, who's real and who's not. But because we be so hungry for information and so hungry to learn about ourselves, we quick to deal with these type of people. You understand what I'm saying? And then a lot of people get discouraged when they figure out they got scammed or it wasn't what they thought it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Or the person just took their money. They like, oh, forget this thing. Like, this is evil and whatnot. So it's easy for people to get discouraged when you bump into these people in the first parts of your journey on your spiritual path. And misinformation and spiritual narcissism. The biggest red flag you could get from a spiritual teacher is a teacher that claims that their way is the only way, is the right way and the only way. So, everybody has their own culture, their own way of doing things. So, you're studying spirituality, you might bump into somebody who's into like voodoo or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or root work or, hoodoo. So, they'll tell you from their perspective or their way of doing it or something like that. But the minute that they mention that, oh, you know what I'm saying, everybody in Christianity is a devil or, have some type of real outlandish way of seeing other people in spirituality, look out for this too. Especially look out for the way teachers talk about the devil. The devil is an energy force. We all have devil energy inside of us. You have a root chakra. You know what I'm saying? This is where chaos energy, or I like to call devil energy, exists within you, right? When this energy consumes the entire human body, you'll begin to see narcissistic behavior. You know what I'm saying? You'll even run into a spiritual narcissist. And this is somebody that's like a spiritual teacher, like a Jim Jones. You understand what I'm saying? There's some a little bit more lower level than that. Teachers that just feel like their way is the only way and everything else is the devil. You know what I'm saying? Super red flag. All right, but we're going to leave that there. Rap mythology, the reincarnation of Ramakrishna, a Yoga empath. And I'm kicking brand new flavor in your ear, that brand new flavor in your ear.